I'm not wearing hockey pads.
21 gigawatts!
And that's the bottom line.
Welcome everyone to episode 4 of the 1.21 show. I'm Chris Curran, joined as always by Frank Van Meter, Clay Reprogel, and Matt Calca.
Yo,
what's up?
hi.
That was
Hi.
very good, guys. Very good.
Hi, Clay.
Hello, everybody. How are we today?
Good.
I'm still
How you
laughing
doing?
about old dirty dick.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that later.
Today's show, we're going to dive into more Xbox rumors. Avengers 2 and Planet Hulk. The Walking Dead returns tonight from its mid-season break. And we discuss our favorite horror movies. We got headlines and more. But first off, Clay, I need you to explain this to me.
The following knockout tampon test is scheduled for one fall and is a non-title match.
Old dirty dick.
What the fuck is a tampon test?
I don't know. I
And
can't
how do you
watch.
schedule it for one fall?
They're all one fall.
They're all one fall, one flow.
One flow. There's
Schedule for one flow, and it's a
None of us
non-title match.
is a
we can't get through TNA like just watching it because that's just not going to happen. So when I'm skimming through on Friday, I stopped for some reason on the Knockouts match, and I heard Christy Hemme announce that, and I I had to listen to it over and over again to make sure I was hearing that right, and then trying to get it, text it to you guys. I had to keep listening to it over and over to make sure I was hearing Tampon Test.
And we're pretty sure that ODB has a dick.
And there's the old dirty dick.
She is disqualified. She cannot enter the
Tampon test.
tampon test.
Smells like Bigfoot's dick.
Smells like ODB's dick. Alright, let's just get into headlines.
This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed.
Informed.
Informed is the key word there.
Yeah. So how about this? We've been talking about the Justice League movie a little bit. Once again, that movie is put on hold, and they cited a shitty script.
Yep. That's the type of movie that can't suffer from shitty city.
Now, I'm talking, Marvel has the edge in movies. That's just a given. But this isn't giving DC any, launching room.
Yeah.
At all.
Nah, they kind of shot themselves in the foot when they put the 2015 stamp on Justice League. The release date. You don't even have your first movie out until this summer, and you're already planning on your big franchise movie. That's just not
They've been constantly shooting themselves in the foot with every DC character movie that's ever been put out.
Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Let's just skip him.
Come on.
Reynolds!
One thing that they don't have that DC doesn't have is someone one guy doing all their movies. Marvel has Joss Whedon doing it, and it sucks that Christopher Nolan wouldn't do more than just producing Man of Steel. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It sucks that he's not doing more with DC. Getting involved with the Justice League, because that's kind of what they're missing at this point.
Yeah, consistency.
Yeah. Nothing's consistent. It's just kind of let's put out movies.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll make a couple bucks, but all in all, they suck.
Yeah, you can't just throw Batman at the end of Superman and expect that to. That'll excite people, but it's not going to affect your movie universe the way Nick Fury showing up at the end of Iron Man did.
Exactly.
It's going to feel rushed.
Marvel's had some stinkers, but all in all, they've been going on the right path.
Yeah, the stinkers are all the ones that have nothing to do. Well, not all of them, but most of them, like Ghost Rider and Did you just sneeze? Was that a sneeze right then?
I don't think anyone sneezed.
No.
I heard something.
Ghost sneeze?
Ghost sneezer?
Ghost phone's at your house this week.
All right.
Hiding out upstairs, sneezing in all your clothes. J.J. Abrams and Valve's Gabe Newell are working on a game together, supposedly. Newell, in an interview, said there's a possible Half-Life or Portal movie coming out of this.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that.
Thanks for your honesty.
The game maybe, but
I
a
feel
Half-Life
like
or a Portal movie?
I
No
feel
way.
a Portal movie.
Portal movie would be great.
It would be good. It would have to be done correctly, but if that's the case, I think it could be good.
I mean, shit, all they got to do is take the movie and, put that on film. The game is pretty much a movie itself. You feel like you're watching this unfold.
I don't know, I just don't know how that would transfer to the big screen.
Damn it.
I don't know, I never really played Portal.
There's a fan movie on YouTube. It's like 6 minutes long, Portal movie. And that's actually pretty awesome.
All right, maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you should check your YouTube.
Yeah, I haven't been on enough.
You're killing me, Smalls.
That's right, I'm killing you, Smalls.
I'll kill you, Smalls. Going on.
Who the hell brought a Sandlot reference? The Ubisoft CEO announced that an Assassin's Creed game should be out in the next fiscal year. I think it's too soon.
I think it's way too soon.
Yeah,
because
really.
we had Assassin's Creed 2. It was a great fucking game. And there was a big gap in between that and Assassin's Creed 3. Now, the other games came out, but that was a different company doing those games. As
And those are
almost
just like rehashes of Part 2.
Exactly. They took the mold and then just made a new game for that. So this soon to Assassin's Creed 3, I think is not good. Unless they're talking about doing the same thing where it's going to be, they're going to hand off the model to a different company and let them make a new one. But even then, I don't want that.
Yeah, but we're gearing up in like 3 years. It's going to be up to Assassin's Creed 9.
Well, they said this next one is going to be a whole new main character, whole new story, new setting, and all that.
Where else are they going to go?
Current time, maybe.
That would
they're
be
going to
good.
do like the same thing like Bungie did with Halo.
What they do with Halo?
Well, Bungie was doing Halo, and then Bungie stopped doing Halo, and then it was picked up by a different place.
Bumpy Nuts.
Bumpy
That's what I thought you were
Knuckles.
talking about.
Alright, I'm going to fuck this up. Jane Cosgrove.
Just fuck that up.
Didn't even try it.
Exactly. What the hell?
Because I'm going to fuck it up either way. The mom from Malcolm in the Middle. How about that?
There it is.
I
Okay.
know the face.
The mom from Malcolm in the Middle will be guest starring in 2 of the remaining episodes of Breaking Bad. I think they said episodes 10 and 11. Could have been 11 and 12. So we're going to get a reunion of her and Hal on TV. So that should be good.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and we'll get into that real big when that gets close.
Yeah,
we definitely delve
I'm looking
into
forward
that
to
more.
watching. I want to watch season 4 and the half of 5 again before I even get close to watching the second half of 5.
Well, even more than that, I mean, I'm just excited for Walking Dead, which we will get into more in this show.
Yeah, that's the only bad part about Breaking Bad coming back on is that Walking Dead's over.
Yeah,
For a while.
I'm just too excited. I can't get that out of my mind.
Whatever, that's back on tonight.
Exactly.
Tonight.
It's on right now on my TV.
Yeah, it's what is making me say this.
The last one we got for headlines today is the Star Wars movies. They've announced to have a couple spin-offs for them.
Yeah.
So we get Yoda, we get Boba Fett, Han Solo.
Look, concentrate on what you've already announced that you wanted to do before you start going off into like these one-shot movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how Disney's gonna do with these movies.
I don't know. They might be shooting themselves in the foot, like the other fucking who is it? Warner Brothers has DC. They might be shooting themselves in the foot too. I mean, you're announcing a lot. Like the when the Phantom Menace came out, that was like a big announcement and all that. They were going back to show you the what happened before all the original movies. But now announcing you're going to show what happens after everything else, that's I think bigger, to me, because that's like starting off on a whole new slate. You can go anywhere with that,
Right.
Now you're talking about these single movies about characters that we already know about. I think you got enough to build, without having to worry about telling those stories.
Yeah, you got another 3 movies to put out now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Not saying
just
I
make
wouldn't
them
want to
good. Once those are done,
Right.
then move on to your spin-offs.
That's what I'm looking for.
I'm not saying that I'm not going to watch the spin-offs. I mean, I like the Star Wars whole thing, but I just think that it's a little...
I'll watch them, but
not
don't
the right
put too
time
much
for
on your
them.
plate.
Yeah.
Exactly. You acquired the Lucasfilms, you acquired all of that, you get the rights to the characters in the movies. Just do a good one movie first.
Yeah. Let's worry about one.
Before you announce 16. It's kind of like we were saying with the Justice League.
Yeah.
Like, don't announce all this shit before you give something,
Yeah.
But I guess it's not as bad as Justice League, because Justice League doesn't even have a script that someone can do anything with.
That's just horrible. It's going to put, like, a sour taste in everyone's mouth, by the time it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, rewrites and...
I just hope that it has a tampon test in it. I think that would save the movie.
Everything's a tampon test.
Well, it's like the little have a
and
logo
Lois
at the end
Lane
of the
have
credits.
tampon test.
And put the damn title on the line when you have your tampon test, or else it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
No one cares about that title.
Unless it's a tampon
Unless it's
test.
a tampon test. If that came up on my TV, I'd say, wait a minute. Like you did. You watched it like 6 times.
I'd at least have to just stop and, see what's going on.
I don't know. We're going to have to crunch the numbers on that one.
Could equal ratings for TNA.
Yeah, let's check
Get
the
over
box.
that one hump.
So an entire show of tampon tests?
So that 1.0 would definitely go up.
1.2.
Get it right.
You get the female demographic. So we have more Xbox rumors now. They're going back to it because they announced it before, and Microsoft cut the rumors out and said, no, it's not true. Now they're back again that the new consoles won't allow you to play games, like used games or rented games.
It's been nice knowing you, GameStop, and that asshole that works there that takes his job way too seriously.
Yeah,
Oh my
won't let
God.
us out without talking about games for 10 minutes. Suck it.
Well, he's going to have to get a new job.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Get out.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I hate
9
him.
suckets.
So at this point, yeah, GameStop's gonna have they're gonna lose an entire shelf, one wall.
Gamefly.
They're going to
Bye-bye.
lose their
Games.
entire store.
GameFly is gonna suffer from that. Errol's Video is gonna suffer from that.
Definitely.
Blockbuster.
I'm sorry, Mr. Errol's.
I don't know. I don't think anyone's gonna be too excited about that, and especially like you said, Frank, if the price of games go up to $120. I'm not going to want to spend that. I'll buy it for. I guess at that point, if I buy it for $60, I'd be getting a deal.
Gamefly would also go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Well, I mean, they could still do it for PlayStation. I don't know. Or
They're
Wii,
talking
I guess.
about doing it too, though.
Oh,
Well,
yeah?
that's until Sony says,
PlayStation's gonna
we're
follow
doing the
them.
same thing. Yeah, so.
So doing that is, and Microsoft claimed that they want people to focus more on downloadable content, downloading games and all that. That's why they want the constant Wi-Fi connection. So
Well,
it can
yeah,
check.
that's why it has to always be connected to an internet connection.
Yeah.
So.
And we have it now. What was one of the latest games? The latest WWE game had it. You got to put in the code.
The
Madden,
online, yeah.
all that shit. You got to put in that code. If you don't have that code, it won't allow you to play. Now, if you don't have that code, you can play, but it won't allow you to go on the internet, get any downloadable content, play multiplayer or anything like that. Now, from what I read, from what I took from it, it's you don't play the game at all.
Yeah. If you don't have a new game, you don't play the game.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah. And again, who has the money to spend for brand new $120 games every time? I don't.
No, I don't.
I could, but I don't
could.
want to.
But I'm
Unless
not
I
going
put my
to.
picture up and you give me quarters, then I'm
For
not
all the
buying it.
listeners,
I'll update my photo.
I'll go ahead and say I will.
Hey, straight up. I'll take your quarters. I'll update my photo. I need games. And apparently they got to be new.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
hands are tied.
That's
But who's giving away quarters?
it's at the discretion of the people.
Oh, shit.
It's up to them.
The people's quarters.
The people.
Be all stingy.
Well, don't be no.
Don't be stingy.
No, it's a
with
good
your
cause. It's a good cause.
Bring back arcades.
Arcades
Yeah. That way we could go and take the kids' quarters.
and go play in the arcade.
And
That
play
went a whole nother way. Like, I thought it was going to go one way, but you took it another.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say we own an arcade and we take the kids' quarters that way and buy new console games.
But we only
kids'
have
arcade
we
quarters.
only have one arcade game, and that's
Yeah.
your Super Mario Brothers.
The kids will get bored with that.
You can't have an
Pretty
arcade
quick.
with one game.
Well,
We just need to go to the arcade and get the quarters. The quarters are the goal, not the arcade.
So we need a key to get the quarters.
Right.
All right.
Who just carries around quarters?
Who carries around a key to the arcade machines? That's what we need to focus on.
The arcade owner.
Guy that owns it, I guess.
So we find
Someone has a key to that
we
thing.
find Noah. We kick his ass. We take the key. We get the quarters. Take the quarters. Buy the games. Everyone's happy.
There we go.
No need for photos or.
I think we've
updates.
got ourselves a plan. Listeners, you can go ahead and use this too. Just don't choose the same arcade.
We got to plan this out, people.
Noah's Arcade is off limit.
Yeah, it's ours. Aurora, Illinois.
It's cool,
We're
it's
coming
hip.
for you. All right, Clay. Talk about Avengers 2 and Planet Hulk.
There was just a little rumor that at the end of Avengers 2, there'd be a cliffhanger for a Planet Hulk movie. Yeah, the Illuminati, which is like Iron Man and Doctor Strange and some others.
Charles Xavier.
What? Darth Vader? What the hell did you say?
Charles Xavier.
Charles Xavier. They shoot Hulk into space, and then that's when the Planet Hulk storyline happens. And then I guess for Avengers 3, he would come back and be World War Hulk. Or I haven't read either of those two. I'm going to admit that right now.
Now that
But-
story goes is that they say that Hulk's too dangerous for our planet Earth. So they send him into space, and the mission or the plan is to send him to a peaceful planet, and he ends up landing on a violent planet.
Yeah, he has to have Gladiator.
Now, isn't there going to be a storyline, a timeline disruption if they do it that way?
I don't think they really care about that. You know, I mean, they it's cool enough that they're using that as a storyline. But I'm not going to hate on them if they go the X-Men First Class route and just change things up a little bit. You know, like it's hard enough to make these separate movies and then bring them all together and then have it all make sense and tie in with the comic. You know, that's asking a lot, and they can go ahead and fuck up a timeline. I don't care.
Now, more and more every week and every month, the more we hear about the storylines and what movies are going to be coming out, and it just seems to like Marvel's taking more and more chances on the storylines and the characters that they're putting out there, and I love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Doctor Strange especially.
Yeah, they're really going to the books and figuring out the best people, whether it's the best people or not to pull, but.
They're
I mean,
taking their chances.
Yeah, they're taking their chances, and they're not going mainstream. They're not having someone write a script that's, very easy to follow just so they can get a movie out. They're really diving into the storylines for these things, and that's
Yeah,
it goes back to what I've always said is that like our age now, or the age of people that are working on these movies, that are writing the scripts, directing them, whatever, the gaffers, catering,
yes,
they're all. I'd like to say around our age, to where they've grown up enjoying all this stuff. They read the comics, they knew what was going on, they were into it, and now they're the ones that are in charge of making it.
Right, they're the more successful versions of us.
Exactly. They don't have to rob arcade stores for money.
Well, we don't either. It's just fun.
No, I have to because I'm not paying $120 a video.
Right, but you could, but you don't want to.
They
so
make
you're gonna rob the
$120
arcade.
by walking on set.
If you like robbing arcades, it's fine.
Well, then go to gaffer school.
No.
Who the hell's the gaffer again? Delaney White?
Charlie Whistletoes or something.
All right.
I like where they're going with it. That's my point.
They do hire the right people. Like, I think Edgar Wright directing Ant-Man is cool with his style. Yeah, I just think of like the quick cuts, like in Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Yeah, it just makes sense. You could. I wish I could see that test footage that they played at Comic-Con. Have you been able to find that at all anywhere?
No, I'm still waiting on Frank to buy my ticket.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That's right.
We were supposed to get free McDonald's this week.
Yeah, well,
I had to buy the McDonald's, Frank.
The tickets
You owe
fell
me.
through. They sold out, I guess. I don't know.
All right, so we have to hit up another arcade place for more money to buy Comic-Con.
So now we got to go higher than this. This is no arcade job. This is getting into like Ocean's territory.
Ooh.
Ocean's 45.
Down to Maryland Live.
See, but we wouldn't even have a cool-ass plan like that. It'd be like Matt props open the back door and I start sliding quarters across the floor. We just got to have good music and good cuts to it.
I like it.
We get
You
kicked
take
out.
that little
That's
stick
what
from
the-
the whatever it is, like the roulette table, and you're just shoveling quarters out with that.
Yeah.
and we'll get into a fight scene like in Rush Hour. We got it all covered. So
Can we
I'll-
touch a,
we just
can we
gotta
touch
get
a black man's stereo?
Steal quarters and touch black men's stereos, and we're going to Comic-Con.
Sounds easy enough.
That does sound like it's not out of reach.
Sounds easier than real life. I'm watching this on TV now, so let's talk about it. Walking Dead comes back tonight.
Yeah,
Oh, I
look
can't
at this.
wait.
Look at this. Shoot Tomas in the head
I
with an arrow.
can't wait for this show to come back.
Really.
I've been trying not to think about it, and now they got the damn marathon on TV, and I can't stop thinking about it.
I'm ready. I'm telling you, I'm ready for it. Like, straight up.
I am
wanna
so
see it.
excited to see where they go with this and
What do
how
you
they do it.
What do you think we're going to get in the first episode? What do you think they're going to cover?
Getting Daryl and Merle.
Well, yeah,
Merle and
but
Daryl.
where are we left off? Like, will Rick meet the governor? Do you think by the end of this episode?
I think they're gonna Rick and them they're gonna break. Who is it? It's Maggie, Glenn, Rick, and Michonne, and they're gonna get Daryl out of there. But
Bearded
I
Herschel.
don't know if we talked about this or not, but I know we've discussed it, like, trying to figure out where they're gonna go. But Daryl is Merle is in bed with the governor, right? Because he fucked up and didn't kill Michonne. So we were talking about, did the governor set up Merle, to get in good with Daryl so he could get him back to the prison, or is he just and is he gonna bring him back into the camp, or is he gonna just kill Merle? Get him into the prison, and then fucking kill him, or what? Because the governor's pissed off at Merle because he don't have a fucking eye right now.
It's not his fault.
It is his fault.
Well, it's Michonne's fault, ultimately.
Yeah, but remember, Merle said that he killed Michonne.
Well, he said he
in the
killed
wood.
her.
Yeah, but he obviously did not. So that is Merle's fault.
Well, if I'm missing my eye, I wouldn't be pissed at Merle at that point. I'd be pissed at who took my eye.
Well, well, maybe two birds with one stone.
He needs to put shit in perspective.
And speaking of season 3 real quick, I know you guys have seen it. Maybe the listeners haven't. I would recommend going and checking out the special edition Walking Dead season 3 box set.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going right
DVD
next to
box
the season 2 head.
Nah, it's the governor's shelf of heads in the fish tanks.
Beautiful.
Like that, does it actually light up? Cause
Yeah, it lights up too.
It lights. Oh, I want it even more now.
But it'll come.
I'm
out.
sorry, that was a sidetrack. Going back to the Walking Dead season 3. It's
sidetracked.
not even over yet.
We were talking
I'm
earlier,
interested
Clay.
to see Rick and Tyrese meet up for the first time. Yeah, they're meeting up a little differently than they did in the comic books, but whatever.
It'd be interesting to see how they wrote it.
You said that they were going to be bringing back,
follow-
or that they're going to be bringing a major character from the comic book in this series.
So, yeah, they said
Yeah.
there's a major comic book character still going to come in this season, and there's a returning character
That's what
coming
was
back
returning.
this season.
Who could it be? Who are the guesses?
Could we have any speculation?
Well, there's only thinking about the returning character. If it's a character from the past, it could only be Morgan from the first episode.
That's
or
what I'm thinking.
second.
That's what I was
Whatever.
going to say.
Yeah, or Morales, the dude that left with his family in the first season. But that would be oh, it's him. I don't care.
Now, wasn't
See, I don't remember Morales.
His son was a zombie at that point. That was a side story in one of the comics.
Who?
From the first episode. Remember he hits him with the shovel?
Yeah.
Or his son hits him with the shovel.
Right.
His son at some point got bitten and it was turned into a zombie.
Yeah, when they go back through the, it's after the prison, and they meet up with Abraham and that gang. They go up through the town again, and I think it's Morgan that hits Rick that time with the shovel. And when they go back into the house, Dwayne is chained up and he's a zombie.
Yeah. Are they going to have that if he comes back?
Oh, that'd be great. I figure you got to do that kind of shit because Dwayne at this point, kids grow up, so damn quick. 2 years later, and he's going to have a friggin' beard, and he was 11 or 12 in the last episode.
Beards are thicker than water.
Zombie beards.
Well, how much time has gone by from the beginning to now?
We don't even know how long. Well, how long was the gap between season 2 and season 3?
It's been over a year, hasn't it? Because they said they spent all winter, between season 2 and 3 was all winter, I quote. So it's got to be like over a year maybe.
A year plus,
Yeah, probably.
what I would say.
And one of the things I want to see, they got into it in the comic book, is the zombies, the walkers, over a period of time, keep decomposing. Mm-hmm. So they get slower, and they get less amped to kill you, I guess.
Yeah. Like with Michonne's pets, when they can't do it anymore, they just kind of lose interest.
Yeah. Are they gonna eventually get to that at some point in the story? I want to see too. Because even now, it's more. We talked about all the character development. We're interested in how Rick's going to deal with the governor, and Andrea is being a dumb bitch with the governor and not seeing what he's doing, and we're more into the characters now than we were into are they going to survive the walkers walking around.
Well, it's not even about the walkers too much anymore. I mean, now it's literally all about the other characters versus the other characters.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the great thing I love about the entire Walking Dead scenario, whether it be the comic book or the story. And Matt and Clay have both said this to me. It's not the dead you have to fear now, it's the living. Right. The living is more of a threat than the dead. And that is a great idea, I guess, to go on. Kind of like how Romero always had the idea of working together, as opposed to...
Well, he dabbled into that.
Yeah.
A little bit. If you go look at Dawn, for example, they had it made. If it wasn't for those bikers, who knows how long they could have lived there and survived.
Yeah, really. The bikers are idiots. Like,
the bikers came in and fucked it up. But it was because they wanted what they have.
I guess I don't know. I never liked that. I thought it was dumb. The bikers stumble across this mall that is already set up, to keep the zombies out. And they come in, they just, and they bust open the door, and they just let them pour in and all that shit. Like, I guess they like being on the road, but it just seems, fucking smarter to have a place you could go into. Not have to fucking travel all the time.
Yeah, well, that's what I would have thought, that they would have just looted what they needed and kept going.
It's like that South Park episode with the bikers.
Right, I mean, it is the wind in their hair.
That's pretty good. So all right, we're going to take the most time up on this, I think. So let's just get into it now before we run out of time.
What, John Cena?
No, we are not talking about him anymore.
He is not going to be on this episode.
We talk for someone that we hate so much. Damn, do we talk about him a lot?
Because we hate him.
So we're not talking about him. And that
we're talking about him right now.
That's what I'm saying. Stop it! I don't want to talk about him anymore.
Get him out of here. What is it?
Get out of here, John Cena.
We're going to talk about exactly. We're going to talk about our favorite horror movies. Yes. We all have our favorite horror movies, and we're just gonna talk about them.
Frank loves horror movies. What's your favorite, Frank?
I have no idea.
How do you not have any idea?
I don't really have a favorite. Sure, pick one.
Well, don't put me on the spot. How dare you?
The Ring
you
2,
just
Frank. That's your favorite. Talk about it.
What? Which one?
The Ring 2.
The 2010 Green Lantern. That is your favorite horror movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's a horror to me.
2.
Crazy
Fat
Fat
If you're going to go off the
too.
Green Lantern, it's a horror to me just because of Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
We've talked about that before. It's a horror to every one of us.
Exactly. So that's your favorite.
There we go. Favorite horror movie. New Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Off the list.
Do we need to define horror?
I really
serious
don't. To be honest though, I really don't have like a favorite horror movie like you guys do.
And here
like, I don't have something that I can just.
I'm gonna go ahead and just put out the trilogy, and I'm not talking about Star Wars.
Back to the Future.
I'm not talking about Back to the Future because that's not a horror. Well, I guess neither is
Fast
Star
and Furious.
Wars. But the best trilogy of them all: Night, Dawn, and Day. Clay, you've taken Night. So I'll let you go with that. I'll probably roll with number 2. I'll take the number 2 today.
Number 2.
I already took number 2 today, so I beat you.
Well, shit, I don't want to go to... What's the hell's the number 3?
That is one big pile of shit.
Number 3?
Isn't that like a double quarter pounder or something? All right. I'll go ahead and take Night.
Number 1's the champion, number 2's a shit, and number 3's a quarter pounder. So take a number 2 and talk about day or dawn.
Well, I was going to go ahead and say, Clay, why don't we start with night?
All right.
Start at the beginning here.
You see that movie, Night of the Living Dead?
Why, yes, I have.
I have. Thank you, Frank.
You're welcome. I don't
Right,
have the
okay,
return or the the other ones, so that's all you got.
We were thanking the other Frank, but
Yeah, not you. Remember, we don't talk to you. Remember.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah, Night of the
Proceed.
Living Dead. We've all 3 of us love this movie forever. You know, like the black and white, the grim. It just, I don't know. I get the atmosphere of the movie is why I've always loved it, and Plachetti too at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. That's he needs no. He
Yes.
needs no praise. He gets it.
Yes.
Cemetery Zombie number 1.
No words do justice for that man.
Rest in peace, by the way. We lost him this past year, Mr. Bill Heinzman, Cemetery Zombie number 1. So I'm just throwing that out
Yeah.
there.
I hope was he buried under a tree stump somewhere?
I hope.
A,
And I
loose,
hope
a loosely rooted tree stump.
a loosely rooted, not very deep. He was just buried, about a foot underground.
Yeah.
Definitely sealed. The coffin has to be sealed.
If any listeners have a tractor, if you could start pulling stumps out for us, that'd be great.
We need to find him.
Yeah, he could be alive. All right, Clay,
Yeah.
number 2.
That is one big pile of shit.
That is. Continue.
Matt's
Proceed.
doing number 2.
I'm doing number 2. Dawn.
Well, I'm saying the shit.
We're not on. He's
Number-
taking
number
a
two
shit
as in
on
shit.
the air.
Number 2 as exclusive. Number 2 as in shit. Continue talking about night.
Yes, Night of the Living Dead. My favorite. That's just my favorite movie. Period. Not just horror movie. I've liked this movie fucking since I was a kid, since forever. I can't even remember the first time I watched it. To be honest with you, the earliest memory I think I have is saving up fucking every quarter I could get to get the colorized version of it from Errol's Video. So I could watch that shit.
There's been more references to Errol's Video than I'd like in this episode.
I'm gonna work on one more.
This has to do with a movie, but the only thing I can ever think of when I think of Errol's Video is Revenge of the Living Zombies,
Yes.
otherwise known as Plachetti Flesh Eater. It is one of the most low budget, awesome horror movies I've ever seen, and I remember renting it from there. And as a youth, I would still laugh about when they shot a head and it was like a pillow
exploding. Yeah.
And that's my fondest Errol's memory. Back to night.
Hold on, I still get the image of that fat chick fucking in the hay in the barn.
Do you like me doing this, don't you? No!
The drunk vampire.
Yeah. Get the hell out.
Yeah. All right, back to night.
Yeah. The inner conflict with it's 7 people in the house. The one guy wants to go downstairs, the other wants to stay upstairs. It's all about internal conflict. Like there's a big ass problem happening outside, but we're more worried about petty differences with other people. And that ultimately leads to their demise. They all die. Sorry for the spoiler.
Which, that is another thing that I like at that. Like, there's no happy ending at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
Most movies end with a happier ending. Even Dawn of the Dead, which is my choice. We will get more into that in a little bit. But that ended with the happy ending. George wanted to do the sad ending for it, and nope, somebody's got to live, hero music, that. But this movie, Ben actually survived through the night, and
just to get shot.
Just to get shot, because they didn't really give a shit, right? It didn't matter.
Stupid.
What's one more body, alive or not?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in the long run, I guess it really didn't matter, because they're all going to die anyway, but most people, especially back in 1968, it's like, holy shit, no one survived. What a gloomy movie,
And you said, Clay, the atmosphere of the movie itself.
Yeah, it's the black and white. I love the black and white.
Yeah.
That colorized version sucked bad.
The colorized version was very bad, but
it's like the first time, Matt, you showed me the color photo of the cast
Yeah.
in the graveyard.
Yeah, I was like, ugh.
And seeing her, what she have a pink dress on,
Nah, it's blue and
or
yellow.
blue and yellow. Just seeing that, like, I didn't believe it.
Because I'm used to just seeing her
Yeah.
dress in black and white.
That's just not what I expected.
Yeah. Please, no more color, please. Go back to black and white.
Yeah, and with the whole that a lot of movies are lacking that these days, where it's just you put shit on screen, it's just explosions or whatever.
CG.
Paul Rudd,
Yeah,
Paul Rudd making jokes.
the whole movie is so claustrophobic, because
Yeah,
you're
it makes
in that
you
small
feel
house.
tense. It makes you feel tense. It makes you feel like you're trapped in that small house with
Yeah,
them.
you have nowhere to go. Yeah, that's why it's cool that the movie starts outside, on a normal day, and all hell breaks loose within minutes. So you get a little taste of what you're in for if you go outside. And that most of the movie taking place inside just, like you said, makes you just feel all tense and claustrophobic like.
The antagonist in that movie being, like you said, it's not the dead outside. The bigger antagonist by the middle and the end is the people. And that's what's so great about that. We talked about, like we said, with the Walking Dead. Who's the bigger threat? The people you're around that are alive, or the people that are dead outside?
And it's more times than not the people that are alive.
Exactly.
Because they always want something that you have.
Yeah, most of the time it's your own fault that they get in. I mean, and when I say you, not you specifically, but people in general. Like in Night, they started. They got into the farmhouse just because I guess 2/3 of the way through they decided to stop fucking around and pick up weapons and get in there. But Dawn, the bikers let them in, and Day, what's his name, let him in. The soldier that got his arm chopped off. Damn it, what's his name? Tell me his name right now.
Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel. So yeah, what else? I don't know. Just most of the time, it's the internal conflict that lets the zombies in. They're outside and they just get in because that's just what happens.
Yes, someone fucked up.
Someone fucked up. Someone dropped the ball. They screwed the pooch. Amongst others.
Mate, you were saying Dawn.
Night started. I love Night. It has a great place in my heart. And you go on to Dawn. And Dawn it gets slow to a point in the middle, but it's a very, what do you say? What do you call it?
It's a satire.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It goes ahead and it's all about our consumerism. Like, it's almost like they forget about what's going on outside, and for half the movie, they're enjoying themselves being trapped in a mall. Now, for any of the listeners out there, like, imagine yourself being trapped in a mall with free reign over everything. You would go crazy. You would have everything that you think you would want, material items. But
You can go pierce your ears at Claire's if you want.
pierce your aorta. Regardless of what's going on outside, take zombies, take anything, war, conflict. If you could hold yourself up in a mall, you would think that you've got it made. You could have all the iPods and clothes and everything else that you could imagine. But it's only it doesn't stop what's going on outside. It only just takes your mind off of it. And then towards the end, like you said, when the bikers come in and just ruin it all and let all the zombies back in, it's almost like they need to snap right back into, like, survival,
Yeah.
It's like a
They
wake-up
got out
call.
of it for so long.
Too good to be true
Yeah.
kind of mentality.
And it's just, it almost is like they forgot about what was going on outside, just living it up, dolling themselves up, fancy dinners, this and that. But I love that movie for, I guess you could say, first colorized movie in his arsenal of movies.
Yeah, it's definitely colors, too, because the zombies got that bluish, grayish tint. The blood is just about as red as anything.
Especially on the Blu-ray release.
Oh, it's shit. It's like
It is-
ketchup. It's like a ketchup fest you're watching.
But he definitely stepped up on the special effects and the gore in that one.
Well, that has
That's
everything to do with Tom Savini.
And he's the man for it.
Yep.
Godfather of special effects there.
And he was going to be the makeup guy on Night, but, you know.
The Vietnam War.
The Vietnam War. Damn you.
Damn you, Vietnam.
That whole debacle had to go and happen.
Yeah, I didn't want to let that out, but it had to come out sometime.
Our true feelings show.
We are anti-nom.
He did a fantastic job on those special effects, especially for the time period.
Yeah, definitely.
Tom Savini's done a lot. He's done Friday the 13th. Pretty much any horror movie in the 80s, Tom Savini had his hand in it, in the special effects department.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you mentioned Dawn. I like even the Dawn remake.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's a different type of movie.
Yeah.
It's more action, less social commentary.
But
it's more for today's audience.
But even, I wouldn't trust a lot of remakes of any of those movies to come out. So for that to come out and be as good as it was, I'm really glad that got over. Well, especially seeing some of the latter zombie movies that came out in the early
make of Day of the Dead. You've seen that one, right?
Jesus Christ! Unfortunately,
worst. That shit was just horrible.
Unfucking fortunately, I've seen that, and I actually watched it sick one day, and
you got more sick.
That didn't help.
That movie sucks so bad. But that's not
a movie that does
Night.
See, we're getting into these remakes of movies that are just sucking.
We don't want to go there. These are our favorite horror movies, not the shitty remakes of our favorite horror movies.
Let me pass it over to Kern real quick.
Yeah, I'm going away from the zombie thing with my favorite, The Exorcist. And Clay, you called that the basis for how horror movies should be done.
Yeah, movies should definitely they should all just be The Exorcist. Let's just say that.
I watched that actually last night. It was on, and I watched it. And what I loved about that movie, watching that as a kid, that is one of the only movies that I ever watched that when I got done watching that movie and I went and laid in bed and turned the light out and tried to go to sleep, I couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't. I had to turn the light back on or do that whole hide under the covers thing. Because that movie...
That was last night you did that?
Yes. Yeah, I cried.
He went home, he cuddled with Teddy.
Yeah, I cried and cuddled. And thankfully the devil didn't get me.
Start that off.
So,
you know what, and in watching last night, this is a little sidetrack, I think it would be awesome, to get, a Pazuzu tattoo, which is the demon that possessed her in Exorcist, if he wasn't rocking such a fucking massive heart-on.
Yeah.
The demon has a huge erection, and I'm not trying to have that on me.
Waist up.
Waist up.
Yeah, because it wraps around his fucking waist. Reading the book of that movie that's actually one of the best books I've ever read too. There's a lot that the book goes into that the movie doesn't touch on.
Yeah.
We all know Burke, the director of the movie that's going on in the film. The scene where him and the butler, and he keeps calling him a Nazi because he's drunk, and he gets all pissed off. When Burke dies in the movie, the butler gets investigated because they think he did it because of Burke calling him a Nazi the whole movie. And that's not even touched in the film, which I thought would have been a good second plot that would have gone into the movie. But there's plenty of things in there that I keep mentioning this fact whenever I talk about it. When Reagan's going through her whole thing, she's possessed, spitting up blood, floating on the bed, breathing cold air, whatever it is. Dry ice under the bed. Chris is having a hard time dealing with that, and then when they come in and tell her that Burke had died, the reaction to that, it's such a good double
whammy,
bam, yeah, that hits her. I don't know. I don't know what it is about that movie that I really latch onto.
Yeah,
maybe my parents put me through.
Maybe it's the DP.
My parents put me through Catholic school my whole life, so listening about God and Jesus all the time.
I'm so sorry.
Theology, the idea of that, I guess maybe is why, because it's the darker side of that. I've always been told about hugs, kisses, and camel needles or whatever.
Camel needles?
Yeah, it's harder.
Calamine lotion.
It's harder for a camel to sew than to get into heaven or something.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said when I heard it the first time. So the dark side of all that is, I think, is what I really enjoy about it. But even to this day, watching it, I still get creeped out at some of the things.
Oh yeah,
the makeup that they had on her, the pea soup.
The eyes.
And we were talking about this last night, Matt. In the scene where she's on the bed and she takes the crucifix and just starts stabbing herself in the vag.
Yeah.
Screaming, "Fuck me, fuck me." The actor, Linda Blair, who played Reagan, at that point, she didn't know what that meant. She was so young, she didn't understand why she was doing that, why they were taking a sponge filled with fake blood and putting it between her legs and having her stab it with a cross. So to watch that scene of her doing that, and it's such a blasphemous thing to do, for anybody who cares about that, to have this little girl doing that and her not understanding it until later in life, that always struck me as fascinating. Frank.
Yes.
The Ring 2, tell us about it.
I didn't like it.
Fast 5.
Fast 5. That can be considered a horror movie.
Fast 6 is coming out. Come on now.
It's a boy.
Bird's Close Pizza Boy. That was 1.
That was 1.
1 is...
They all blend together at this
godly.
point.
1?
All of them. Fast and the Furious, all of them. They're all
Pockets ain't empty, cuz.
See, there are those types of movies that they're so horrible, but you have to see them.
You bite your tongue.
We did go see
our
them.
manifold.
Yeah,
We did go see
didn't
them.
we all
and
go
got,
see 5 in
I'm pretty
the
sure,
on the IMAX?
Most of us got drunk. Just to sit through it.
I've seen every single one of them on an opening night.
Yeah.
And went up into the top parking lot of the movie theater and revved my car.
I
remember we
And
saw
I'll
the
still
last one in the
continue to do that
IMAX.
to this day, I'm
all what I
sure.
remember is Pelton being so drunk he was in there T-Rexing. That's all I remember.
That's what happens.
Him drunk and T-Rexing. Hi, Pelton.
Hello, Pelton.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for following us on Twitter as well.
1.21 show.
At
The kids know how to tweet, damn it.
kids do know how to tweet.
Sorry, kids. Apologize to the fucking kids, Matt.
I'm sorry, kids. Sorry, baby.
Sorry, baby.
Sleeping with the fishes.
So I know that this is kind of changing the topic from the favorite movies and all that stuff, or favorite horror movies and all that. But
Well, you keep talking about The Ring 2, we gotta shut you up. Move on.
well, yeah, I am. I'm moving on right now.
The Grudge.
The Grudge.
Stop having your grudge and move on.
Oh, as you know, a lot of people know that.
Move on.
I am right now. Shut up, bastard.
Awkward.
No, Borderlands 2. I want to move into that real quick. Oh, come on, good game. Well, Randy
Taking hands
Pitchford,
over the neck.
Smacking him on the ass.
Good game.
Good game.
Randy
Frank's gonna
Pitchford,
buy
one of the, I
snowballs
guess he's
afterwards,
the.
'cause we're all good sports.
What about Borderlands, Frank?
Yeah, tell us about Borderlands.
You sure you want me to talk about it?
I'm sure.
Okay. You sure?
Positive.
All right. Well, Randy Pitchford, one of the CEOs, I guess he is. I don't know. That's what he is, Clay?
I don't care.
All right.
He is the CEO, I believe. Gearbox.
All right. Well, he recently did an interview because we're all sweating for like a level cap. Well, it's not like we're sweating for it. We want a fucking level cap increase. And he came out on.
That's why I haven't gotten any more of the DLCs, because they're not including the level cap.
That's not why you haven't gotten those things. I'm calling you out right now on air.
What? No,
Yes.
Now, the
No.
level cap does kind of... It takes a lot out of it for me.
yeah.
Like, why am I doing all these missions to not move up at all? My guns are going to stay the same regardless of what I get. Like, they're all going to be level 49s or whatever, level 50.
Exactly.
Done.
Well,
I want to move up.
that's
I want level
what
60
that's what we all want. We all want the level cap to increase. And he did this interview with I don't remember who was it that he did the interview with, Clay.
Fucking, I don't know, a website.
Yeah, some website, and they asked him literally about the game cap or the level cap, and he said that it would break the game.
The effing game.
Yeah, the fucking game. It would break the fucking game.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Why? You did it in Borderlands 1 twice. They did 2 level caps in Borderlands 1. Why can't you do it in Borderlands 2?
Well,
they're saying that this game is nothing like any other
game.
This game is exactly like Borderlands 1, minus, or, except for the fact that it has a bazillion more guns than Borderlands 1. How does that change anything about changing a level cap or upping the level cap?
I don't get it.
That sounds to me like they never planned to have one in the first place.
Well,
I think
no, because one of the achievements on there is maxed out, or capped out for now, and that was when you hit level 50. And they asked them, the people that were interviewing Pitchford asked him about that, and more or less he kind of just said that it was something they put in there, and they just wanted to get the game out and all that stuff, and then they realized that, oh shit, we backed ourselves into a corner and now we can't do this.
Well,
I'll say this, like, we've already gone on record in saying that right there has kept me and Curran from buying their DLC and supporting their product going further, like going forward. I'm sure we're not the only ones that are looking at that saying, well, the level's still capped. What am I working for?
Well, a lot of people are like that. It's not just what are we working for. He also said in the interview that, or when they did the interview, that only 15 or 16% of the online players have hit level 50. I call bullshit.
No, I think that's users that join. What's the thing where you get the shift codes? Shift. Yeah, I think he's going by those numbers, just shift members, because that's a bunch of baloney. 16% of people that buy that game don't get to level, or only get to level 50. That doesn't make sense. That's
I
like
know
saying,
multiple people with multiple level 50s.
Yeah, exactly. They all got. Now, in Borderlands 1, it was when they did the level caps, it was just, okay, now you got to hit this level. Now you got to hit this level. In this one, I remember reading a while back that they said when they did eventually put the level cap increase out, that it wasn't going to just be, okay, now you get to level 60. Like, you weren't just going to go shoot shit, kill shit, and get XP for it. It was going to be done a whole different way. They didn't say how it was going to be done, but it just wasn't going to be like it was in Part 1. So maybe that change is what fucked it all up in the first place.
Well, then, fine. Put it back to just let us go out there and kill shit and level up.
I know. Why is it so hard to change a number? I don't know about that shit, but
isn't that what this game's about, is literally going around and killing shit with all the different guns you have?
Right, and that's the thing. Like, we find all these new guns, and they're still just as strong as the guns we've had.
Yeah,
because they can't be.
That was the other thing. Anymore. That was the other thing they said, that if they did raise the level cap, then they have to change all. They have to change guns, they have to change enemies and stuff like that, and so much manpower and money power and all that. Well, maybe you guys should have fucking thought about that before you said, before you even said that there was going to be a level cap increase.
Well, hey, look, I mean, it's been out 6 months now, and they've already got 3 main DLCs out for it. Like,
I wouldn't
it looks
call
like that's
Captain's
what they were
Booty.
aiming for.
I wouldn't call Pirate's Booty a real good DLC.
Whatever. But buy our DLC, like that's just what it seems like. Fuck the level cap.
Oh, buy the season pass. We all got me and Clay, we got the season pass for it. We get the DLCs and all that stuff. We were kind of hoping for a level cap in there, but no. And
I mean, I still enjoy playing the game, getting the guns and just killing shit outright, but the level, it does suck, that you expected it from the get-go, because it happened a few times in the first game, and like you said, the achievement says, what does it say, capped out for now, or leveled out for now, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, capped out for now.
Capped out for now, so that's just, like, a big old spit in the eye, pretty much. Like,
that's what they've pretty much done, is just kicked us in the dick, spit in our face, and took our firstborn.
Old dirty dick.
Old dirty dick bastards.
Smells like Bigfoot's dick!
Humana. I can't even do it. I got too excited.
I just had to go on a rant about that, because that just really pissed me off. So,
damn it. Next they're going to tell us it's for the greater good.
Yep, the greater good.
There they are. They're late.
Greater good. They're a little late.
Sorry.
They're late to the party.
Hey, better late
than
than
never.
Still
waiting for Curran to do whatever he's trying to do.
The following knockout tampon test
It's starting to grow. That's the second one in one episode. So you guys might be right.
I'm a fan of that. I'm gonna keep that on there for what I might make that my ringtone. Tampon Test.
That'll get the ladies.
Yeah,
I hope you're in a quiet bank when that goes off.
me too. Best case scenario. All right, as always, thanks for joining us for another episode of the 1.21 Show. You can follow us on Twitter at 1.21 Show. And make sure to check out gwen.com, that's gw-en.com, for a simulcast and all their great DJs. Join us next week for episode 4 and a possible Knockouts Tampon Test match.
I can only hope.
Really? For Clay, Matt, and Frank, this is Curran saying adios. Take it home, Biff.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?